Now, there's two basic founding principles that I want to get with you today, and I know this is very unconventional. But I got in this pocket a can of tennis balls. I also have in here an egg. And here's one of the principles that I learned way back. When you open up a can of tennis balls, a tennis ball bounces. It's made to bounce. It's resiliency. Y'all catch that so far? You're resilient, you bounce back. What happens? Adversity is gonna happen. It doesn't matter red, yellow, black, white, rich, poor. It doesn't matter if you come from East Tennessee or you're a dang Yankee like me. Come on, there's at least one Yankee out there. We were made to bounce. But if you don't bounce, it's egg. And what happens is when adversity comes and you drop, you splat, and you splatter, and you're useless, and you're worthless, and you've got nothing to fight back with. In the 1700s, Britain came over here and said, we don't like your 13 colonies, and we don't like who you're worshiping, we don't like how you're worshiping, and my ancestors from Boston said, take this, and they bounced back. They took them on and they sent them back to England and said, no, we got bounce. We went on a little further, America bouncing along. And World War II happened. And the Japanese turned around and said, let's get America. And what ended up happening was right here in frickin' East Tennessee. At Oak Ridge Labs, we built an atomic frickin' bomb that went over to there and said, no, we got bounce. And a little while later, some people jumped in airplanes and started to attack our buildings. And when I got invited to come speak today, I had already had on the plane that crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The one that nobody ever talks about, the lost heroes. To me, Todd Beamer was the greatest hero on the face of this earth. Todd Beamer was on an airplane when his wife texted him and said, 2 other planes have been hijacked and flown into buildings. Honey, you're on a hijacked plane, you're gonna die. And what did Todd Beamer say? He said, I got freaking bounce, I'm gonna roll. Let's roll and let's get this plane. And they took that plane and they flew it right into the ground. Now, we don't know where that plane was destined, but from what all have been told, it was bound and determined to go to Washington, D.C. Could have taken out the White House. It could have been a second one into the Pentagon. It could have gone to Congress. But they saved thousands of lives that day. Here's my problem. Today, as Jack said, we've got ISIS that is beheading Americans on live TV. We have an active duty U.S. Marine Corps member sitting in a jail cell in Mexico somewhere. And we got no balls. Off of those two things, those are what we bounce on. my Bible does say. My Bible says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear them from heaven and I will heal their land. Y'all believe that today? Do you believe America needs their land healed today? Now let's do this right now. Would y'all stand with me? I want to just take this moment. I want to pray for this dang country. Because I believe in all my heart that this country is the greatest freaking country on the face of the earth. Jesus died for my spiritual freedom, but the American soldier is still fighting today for my freedom as an American in this country. And our local law enforcement fight in our local communities so we can be free in our local communities. Can I pray a minute? Would that be okay if y'all allow me to do that? Father, I just come to you right now. And God, first, I thank you that I got the opportunity to be born in the United States of America. Father, I thank you for our men and women that have fought all the way back from the Revolutionary War to right now, right this moment, that are serving our country as we speak, that are in harm's way. God, you know our country is a mess right now. But Father, I just pray that we get some bounce back in Washington, D.C. Father, I pray that we get some balls back in Washington, D.C. Father, I pray that we rise up some leaders that get back to our founding roots of God and country. And that we don't let the world push us around anymore. And that we as a country get back to our biblical roots. That we know that it all came from you and it goes back to you. God, I thank you for that today. And all God's people said, amen. Would y'all just take a moment of silence as we get ready? And you just honor all of the people that have died for us in the past.